What's going on, everybody? This is Czellian here. I just wanted to make another video today to go over how I do damage runs on the units that you need to evolve. Almost all of them require you to get damage on them. Uh, so a lot of people, they usually, just go through and do the story or do raids and try to get damage on units. But there's a specific way that you can get damage a lot quicker. So I'm just going to go over that. So we're going to be working on Falcon Eye here. I need 75 bill total to get him evoed. I think I'm missing a couple things, but this two things are very easy to get. So we're starting at 38 bill. So when it comes to my team, I usually just use a standard team almost for, I'd say, just about every unit I'm going to evolve. I basically use the same team. A lot of people get into the putting the leaderboard with the category buff with the units, but honestly, I don't really like to worry about that stuff. I just, whatever unit I'm going to use, I usually put him here. I usually always have Gojo in the leader position. And then I just have a lot of units. Basically, every unit is for like crowd control, slowing units down, stunning, putting them in reverse. So this is basically the team that I always use. So Gojo, I use his evolve form. Um, Gojo evolve form, he has cosmic. He also has his slow and then a knockback ability that he uses, so he's very, very good to help with this. And then, of course, he has his 50-second time stop that I use. Um, like I said, he's here, so we're starting at 38. So just take note of that. I also use Dark Flame Lover for his charm to stop units from their movement momentarily. Uh, so obviously this is a very, very good, strong unit for doing these damage runs. And then Kujaku, I also use his Despair. His enemies take more damage. They reduce 50% enemy walk speed. So another very, very strong unit for this. And then one that I feel like not a lot of people use this guy for things, but for me, I love him, especially in his third form. So what's great about this unit is even if it's air units, he's not going to hit them because he is a ground unit specific, but he will put them in reverse. So even though they're technically not hitting, he does throw all units in the map in reverse. So every time he's hitting, all units are going in reverse for a short amount of time. It's just great when it comes to crowd control in the map for damage. I just really enjoy him. And then towards the end, he has his ability. So when the map is completely filled up with units, you use his ability, and then it'll just start spamming summons equal to the amount of units that are on the current map. So I just really, really enjoy using this unit for this. And then of course Ashi at the end there. So what I like about this unit is even if you're using a unit that, or this whole team, is even if you're using units that don't have air, no matter what, this unit will get upgraded fast enough to use air. So all right, let's get to it. So of course we're using green. So when we look at our little map here, green takes more damage in blue areas. So we're gonna go to the of course the event stage, go on blue. So any of these really will get you the damage required. Normal will take longer to ramp up, but we don't have to worry about food. So sometimes that's good. Insane's really good for this. But honestly, most of the time I've just been using Challenger. I guess it depends on the unit that I'm evolving. If it's a weak unit that's not going to do a lot of damage, it's going to get through the challenge quickly, maybe I'll use normal in those cases. But for the most part, I just go with Challenger because at the end of the day, it's going to give me a lot of orbs that are going to be needed to evolve more units. So just keep it simple and go to here. So I always hit friend because people always try joining me. I don't mind helping people, but for the video, let's just keep it easy. Turn on some music. Listen to while we're doing this. So the setup that I'm going to use here, once we get in here, how I set up the units is pretty much standard. many people do it different ways. This is just how I've always done it. For the most part, it gets through it quick. A lot of people put units up here, the ones that are getting damage. You know, it sometimes it depends on the unit. Also, if it's going to be a line unit, so it's kind of, you know, if it's a line unit, I'll tend to put them over here, or a cone as well. But yeah, so it's depends on the unit that you're using. If it's a one that's like an AoE circle, I'll usually just toss him here. And if it's a full AoE, sometimes I'll put him in the middle. So, you know, it really depends on the unit. But for Falcon Eye, I know he is a cone unit once he's fully upgraded. So for him, I'm just gonna toss him right here. Of course, I just like people like putting Ashi, you know, way in the back. I usually just toss it right here, turn that on, and then I put this guy right in the center. Let's just get a wave going real quick so I can afford it. So I have 3 times, so it makes it a little quicker. So now that we can place Kujaku down, place him down, and all I'm going to be doing right now is just upgrading him until he is attacking air. So this is standard for every time I do this, no matter what. I'm always just upgrading him first, because sometimes you're going to have a unit that just doesn't attack air, period. So I just get it out of the way, get him upgraded. I won't have to worry about air for a while. So when it's the beginning, I'll just buy these like 10 food. You know, they're cheap. They don't, you know, mess up the evolving to get him to attack the air units. So as you see right there, so for the first half of it, usually up until wave 30, I'll just do range, because sometimes these units, you know, they just don't have enough range. Falcon Eye does have range, but like I said, I'm just keeping this standard, especially for you guys. So now that I have all that, I'm going to place all of the units that I'm going to be working on, and then I'll just go right into upgrading Ashi. Star Idol. Can you tell that I played AA? So we keep on upgrading until she is max. Occasionally, you know, just double checking food, make sure it's okay. Now that she is max, I will then just place all the units in their spots. So this is standard every single time I do this. So I place a lever there, Jaku Demon there. I'll put another lever there, another lever here, upgrade range like I said, another lever there, and Kujaku Demon. And then I'll always put reverse. It's not the best spot, so you can either put reverse here, here, or here. Recently I did find out that this spot is pretty good, so I'll just slap him right here. And then Gojo always goes right here for me. That's set. Buy some food because you're going to be needing it. And then I'll just go right into upgrading the unit that I am leveling up. So then I'll set it to last. So even if it's circle AoE, no matter what it is, I'm putting it to last because I always want them to hit the most units possible. So I'm always setting them to last. And then I'll finish upgrading the first air unit that I put down. Start upgrading the front row. Now that that's done, I'll just go right back into upgrading the unit that I'm working on. So obviously at the beginning, it's not going to be a lot of damage. So you can do it where you're upgrading all your other units, all your crowd control units first, or you can go right into, you know, upgrading the unit that you're trying to get damage on. Honestly, it doesn't matter because it really doesn't ramp up until you're at like wave 40, 45. So just double check, make sure they're all set to last. They are. So now I'll just go right into upgrading reverse captain. Now that we're kind of sustaining with food, just do one more, and then I'll just go into buying the 250 apples. So this guy's a little expensive to fully upgrade. Not too bad like some of them. Just wait. So I always set him to last. So this is a big reason why I do range for a while, because it takes him a bit to get his range all the way at the end. So yeah, as you see, it's not there yet. So I'll keep upgrading until he's at least at the line. They spawn in. That's done. I'll then start upgrading everything else. Still looking good, of course. So as you see, when he's in this spot, he does, for the most part, do a pretty good job. There's a little spot here that he doesn't hit, but, you know, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So everything's just dying instantly. What up is upgraded besides Gojo. Just start on him. First one I usually do is Cosmic, and then I'll always set this one to last. So as you see in this spot, besides this little part here, he's always attacking the units. And then these ones, I mean, you could put them into last, but I usually put these into first, because when it gets hectic at the end, and you want to try to kill the units that are leaking by, I just find it easier to keep them two at first. Knockback, and then the last one, let's put this slow. As you see, he's already at Falcon Eye. He's overall pretty strong, so he's gonna get a decent amount of damage here because he also does attack Hill, so that's a huge help. Check this. So see, one. So you can either go 30, like this is okay, but I just like to get him past, so I'll go to wave 35. Push that off. Now you just buy food. Some people, you know, eventually when they get high, they like to turn off auto skip so they can try to get down all the units. Honestly, you're wasting time. Just keep it on auto the entire time. As it gets dicey, you just start using your abilities. So the first ability that I always use once they start leaking by and they get to around here will be the time stop. And once the time stop expires, it's usually at the point where you're going to have too many units on the map. So that's the last range I'm going to do. So yeah, so you usually have too many units on the map, which is the perfect time to put his ability down to do all of his summons. It's kind of just how you ride it out. So they're all pretty much even when it comes to the damage. So the first one that you put down, of course, has a little more. So remember, we started at 38 billion. So I'd say for like the weaker units, they usually get to, you know, depending on which ones they are, they can hit 10 bill, 15 bill, you know, sometimes 20 bill each round. For those ones that are easier, like the 4 bill ones, there's no reason with this setup that you can't finish it one run each time. So he is already at 1 billion at wave 40. And I'm just putting everything into attack now that this captain is at the line. So as you see in Challenger, you get obviously leaks a lot quicker than the other game modes, but as you see, it's ramping up his damage rather quickly. So now we just, so one thing, once you get to too many damage or too many units, it'll do that. So you always want to make sure you hit the skip button up here so it keeps on letting units come down, because it's not going to do the skip unless they're all there. Now that this is close, just the ability there. So yeah, so see how it's too many units on the map. Just keep on pressing this. We have to be careful here because these units are going to keep moving. So yeah. So you have to know that it's right here. So sometimes you'll still have Gojo's ability up that it's hard to see, but you just have to really keep an eye on it. So yeah, always checking to make sure you're hitting the skip button so you keep on getting the units. And now these pretty much clear out, you know, makes you survive a little bit longer. As we see Falcon Eye here, he's just about 3 bill on each of them. We just ride it out to the end. And we're done. Let's just head back to the lobby real quick and we'll see where we were at. So obviously everyone's going to be different. Said depending on that unit. We're at 38 billion. Check it out. It's the so we were at 38 billion and now we're at 53 billion. So what do we get? 15 billion there. So yeah, 15 billion one run. So this is going to be what, 2 more runs, 2 maybe 3 more runs, and he's going to be done already. So yeah. So if you like this video, please subscribe, like. I'm really trying to get these videos out here, especially for this game, because I'm enjoying it a lot. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment, and I'll answer them as I see them. Yeah, I appreciate watching and sticking out, watching this video with me. I just realized my glasses are gone. Huh. But yep, appreciate it, and I'm out. Bye bye.